Hey guys, Joe1X here, and today we're going to finish up with the Air Raiders reviews on part 2 of the Tyrants of Wind. So the Tyrants of Wind are basically the bad guys, and one of the things that is very common that you see is these guys have purple, to where the good guys, they have red. So remember, this is made by Hasbro, so Autobot, Decepticon, you kind of get the picture here. So as far as size comparison, we'll put these two guys side by side. As far as width goes, this guy's probably a little bit bigger. As far as, I don't know how well that's going to show up on camera, but they're about the same in length there. So that's all I wanted to really do as far as comparisons for you. This is the larger or largest vehicle for the Tyrants of Wind. It's pretty nicely detailed. You can only hold 4 figures, to where that you saw in the Thunderhammer, it can actually hold 7 there. And then whenever you get the Man of War, which that thing is just extremely huge, it can hold a lot more figures than that. But 4 figures, not too bad. Some of the smaller vehicles, they can hold 2, so it's a little unfortunate that you didn't have like some other side compartment or back section that these guys could kind of pile out of. But I can see that you have the one here, same on the other side, that can mount those guns. These have articulation, which is really cool. You can see that you have the guns posted up here, a couple of little vents. You open this section up and you have 2 guys sitting there in the canopy. The stickers on this are actually pretty good on mine. You see there on the side, same here. Now it does have wheels and it does roll. It's very low to the ground because it's not supposed to really have wheels. It's supposed to resemble it just riding on air. But that's what it looks like there on the bottom there. So not really a whole lot to look at. It does have 4 missiles here, 2 on each side that you just plug off and shoot them off like G.I. Joe. So basically have to use your imagination with those. If I can get that thing back on there. There we go. Taking a look here at the back. Again, you see some nice mold detail and all these little hoses. Now, these are some of the things that are very commonly missed on this figure and other ones that require the hose system. The same with the Thunderhammer and I think a couple of other vehicles as well. But you see this little switch back here. Now, I've got it straight down the middle to this one. You can turn it here to the left side, or you can turn it to the right side, and whichever one you do, that actually controls which little missile that it shoots off here. So let's go ahead and do the middle one here, and this is actually connected to, let me just show you this little foam little jet thing here that has a missile on it. Now, this is probably one of the most commonly missed pieces on this particular vehicle, and it's always like bent up and looks like it would be in bad shape. As you can see, the one that I have, it's very nice, very good. There's a little looks like a crease there, but it's in really good condition, so that's something that you definitely want to make sure with. Basically, you just pull this up and shoot there, and I'm sure it would go a little bit of a distance, maybe a couple of feet or something like that, which is plenty whenever you're a kid. So real cool little action feature there. We'll go ahead and put that back on. Taking a look here at the side, you see that you have the 4 missiles in there. It's the center 2 that are controlled by this. The other 2 are just extras. So we'll just do one of them. We'll put it over here to the left side, and we'll do the firing feature again. And you can see the missile just comes off. These tips right here, they're a very soft rubber, and this is an even softer rubber. So if you fired this and you hit another kid in the face with it, it's not going to hurt. Now, that's not I'm not suggesting that you just fire them at kids' faces, but when we were kids, the little firing feature, it didn't really hurt anyone. So very soft, very cool little vehicle. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other ones. Now we're going to take a look at the Windseekers. These guys came packaged individually, but as you can see, I have a pair of them. But if I'm completely honest, they're probably the crappiest vehicles in the entire line. One of the things that I really don't like is they did a really good job with every vehicle thus far, making sure that it looked like it was riding on wind. They didn't show the wheels, even though they did have wheels so it would roll and you could play with it. These ones, they didn't even try here. It's like they intended for them to have wheels, so that's a little strange for me. I mean, they kept with a certain theme with the entire toy line, and then here they are just like, you know what, we don't care anymore. But one of the cool little things, if it is kind of cool, I think it was kind of just an afterthought, but you can take this thing off, and I assure you that you don't just take it off and while you're putting it together, that you actually saw in the commercial that this can come off and then fly around like that. So you have this guy, he's riding in this thing that has a couple rotating cannons on each side, and then you also had this guy that just hovers around and flies around in this little bitty thing here. So all right, I think it was a little bit of an afterthought. This little turret actually moves as well. You do have the, I didn't grab it down from the shelf, but anyways, you do have the little thing in here to where you smash down on it. None of them work really that great anyway, and then he could, roll, and it was just that impact of air. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next video. Now take a look at the Wind Razor. These things are all right. They do only carry one pilot, so we'll just go ahead and move that one to the side. These were also packaged individually, but I do have two of them. You do have the guns over here, which go back and forth, and they can kind of move here. So I mean, it is what it is. Then you have this little gun that you can put back here, and if you wanted to, I believe you could even fit maybe one guy back there. Yeah. So I guess you could put two there. Never displayed them that way, just because I thought it'd look a little silly. But yeah, there you go. And you can obviously open the little canopy here, and you take that guy out. He just lays down flat. As far as the little air gimmick, I think it'd be a little difficult with this one, just because it's in the air, but yeah, that's basically what I was talking about, is you put it back there and yeah. So it's not going to roll very good on this surface, but it does have some wheels down here. They're not as solid as the other ones. These little pegs, or these little things right here, they come snapped off sometime, and if they do, then the wheel follows it. So sometimes you'll see these things missing. So just if you're wanting to complete this, you basically need to be looking for the guns, or also make sure this is not cracked through here, because some people will, I've seen it before, where they try to bring these out like their wings, and they end up snapping this section off right there. So let's go ahead and take a look at the last vehicle. Alright, now we'll take a look at the flying vehicle. This is the Hawkwind, which in comparison to Twin Lightning is quite a bit larger, just because of the wings there. So you can kind of see them side by side or on top of each other. A little hard to do. They're both a little bit larger vehicles. This is one of the coolest jets that I remember growing up as a kid. It was just like, loved those wings and how they kind of look there. You can see the Tyrants Wind on the side. You can see the stickers are really nice and good condition on this one. And you also have the little gimmick with the hoses, so make sure that you have those and the missiles. It does come with 2 to store at the bottom, and then 2 there at the side. As far as figures that you can place here, you have one here in the pilot seat, and then you have a co-pilot back here. He's a little difficult to get in there, so I ended up not putting him in there. So only have the one there, but you can put 3. And then you also have the back guy back here that has his little turret, which it's hard to keep him in there as well. It's a tight squeeze, but I was able to get him in there. But his little turret does rotate. You can see some nice mold detail throughout here. Does have the little action feature. You flip this to one side or the other, and then you just press down right here and at the bottom as well. And there you go. There's your little missile, little play feature. The one negative thing that I really have to say about this thing is, if you just set it down like this, you can kind of see that the wing wants to flare out. So what I do is I grab this and just kind of set it down like that. I just put 2 of these guys up and I set it like that, and that way it doesn't put any stress on my wings. So something I definitely suggest, or if you have something else, you don't have those, do something, because if you don't, you're going to end up breaking those wings or putting some really bad stress marks on them. It's unfortunate that it doesn't have like a handle like some of the Captain Power things, like that XT7 I believe is what it's called, or the Phantom Striker. But it's a cool vehicle, but it's that one thing that you're probably going to find a lot of these things broken, and you're going to have to end up replacing them. So let's take a look at the figures and we'll be done. Alright, now taking a look at the figures, I do have 4 figures to show you, 3 molds and 1 variant. This is kind of like your troop builder guy. So your Viacon, your Stormtrooper, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. So you can kind of see there's some nice mold detail on the shoulders, the articulation, They move separately at the arms, no build in the elbow, and the legs go together. You can see a little notch there so he can fit down on some platforms and doesn't fall all over the place. Take a look at the back. So there you go. And these guys were in direct competition with Starcom, which was a little unfortunate because those figures looked fantastic. Take a look at the next one. The next most common guy that sometimes you would get like 4 of the little troop builders and 1 of these. So this is what he looked like. And you can see some nice paint detail with the blue, the little bit lighter purple or lavender on the dark purple, and then some kind of like charcoal gray here. So very cool looking. I can't remember if it was this one or the other one I'm about to show you that was the little bit more limited one. I have both of them, so I'm not sure which one is. This guy also has a little bit of a different pose with his arm sticking out to where you see the other one is kind of just straight down, and these guys are both kind of just straight down. So I'm looking here at the other variant, and this guy's arm is actually out to the side as well, so it's not just bent for some reason. But again, these move back and forth, just like so. The legs go back and forth together. You see a little bit of mold detail there on him. And this is what I was talking about here is the other variant. So I have both of them. And you can see that the right arm there, they're both kind of have that bend to it. So it's not just a weird mistake. But he's got some nice silver there, some silver, some lavender on the other purple, darker purple. The mold is exactly the same. There's the back. And this is the one that I only have the one. I'm just guessing that this is maybe the more limited of the others. But completely different head here, different chest and everything. I just kind of make him my leader, whether he is or not, just because I only have one of them. But his arms are exactly the same, bend up. A little bit of mold detail, legs go up together. Some mold detail on the pants. So that's pretty much it, guys. Let me get them as a group shot. Alright, that'll conclude part 2 of the Air Raiders review. If you want to see part 1, that's going to be in the description. It's over the Air Raiders, basically just the good guys. To where in this video, we focused on the Tyrants of Wind, which are the bad guys. So if you like these type of videos, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, G1 Hexatron, and go check out my website, www.cybercastnetwork.com, where we basically just talk about Transformers there. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hope to see you guys again, and talk to you later. Bye.